Hello Play the Game, this is PTG here, and welcome back to Play the Game Central. And I'm energized. That's nice. I haven't even had any Pepsi today, I don't think, unless that's been wiping my memory. Don't trust the soda companies, kids. They're out to get you. So anyway, I'm going to be giving you my honest review on the new map pack Invasion for Call of Duty Ghosts, and in total, as usual with the map packs of Call of Duty, we have 4 multiplayer maps and 1 extinction map, and let's get into it. So, Mutiny, the pirate ship one. Very unique aesthetic, very interesting aesthetic, and something which a lot of people, came to mind that a lot of people tend to say is that most people don't like rainy maps, like Downpour from COD 4 and other such things. And Mutiny is kind of rainy, although it isn't exactly dark, although it is moonlit, so that's kind of, it is nighttime rain, but it's done in a very nice way. And I think that it could have been a lot better designed. I mean, something which I kind of thought about when I was playing Mutiny was I compared Dust 2 from Counter-Strike, from Counter-Strike Source, or Counter-Strike, whatever the fuck it is before that. I don't want to annoy all of the Counter-Strike fanboys on where Dust 2 originated, but comparing both of Dust 2, a very amazing, well-played, brilliantly paced map, one of the best maps in FPS history, and then Mutiny. And the problem which I find with Mutiny in particular, and in general most of the multiplayer maps just all around, is that there's so much cover, and you know, cover in Call of Duty is effectively useless. I mean, they do have the lean feature, which just makes it kind of makes it a little bit easier if you do want to use cover, but it's still effectively useless because no one really wants to slow down in such a fast-paced game like Call of Duty is. And Mutiny does have a lot of cover, lots of boxes to hide around corners, and you do encourage quite a bit of camping with that, and encounter a lot of camping with that. But I think that it is for what it is, and not comparing it to anything else, it's a decent small map, and the field orders in order to get the cannon barrage and the 2 ghost squad mates are very cool. I don't think that the cannon one was particularly necessary. I think I should have just stuck with one or the other instead of both, but the ghost pirate backup people are very cool. They're very spooky, they look kind of Avogadro-like. But you know, Mutiny, in terms of aesthetics and the features which it's in, this is probably my favourite map out of all of them. Next up is Departed, where you get the Death Mariachis, which is basically a Juggernaut suit with dual magnums, which, you know, I don't like dual magnums. I find them extremely inaccurate and I don't really kill anything with it, but because you've got Juggernaut armor, you might as well just try and charge the fuck in and try and knife the fuckers. But with Departed, again, like with Mutiny, so much cover. I mean, that street in the middle really doesn't have to be as cluttered as it is. And the outside bits are not really used all that much. And there is that one room in the centre of the map where people love to camp. There's a little window and a doorway, which a lot of people just lay down facing the doorway and then kill everyone, which is fucking infuriating. And I wish that they would realise that rooms like that people are going to camp in, and they should probably not have them included. Doesn't really add anything. But then you've got to give a crutch to some of the lesser players of the game. But Departed, probably my least favourite out of all of them, and not a particularly well designed map. They could have done better, a little bit too cluttered, and they got a little bit excited with that float. Next thing is Pharaoh, the Egypt style map, and it's got an Easter egg quest, which is a first, really. I mean, there might be other maps similar to that, which I'm not getting into my brain, but as far as I know presently, I'll probably remember one in a minute, Pharaoh has a Easter egg quest where you turn 3 of the torches and you can get a care package, essentially. And that's kind of cool, that's really nice. I mean, as soon as I start the game, that's pretty much what I go for straight away. And, you know, it's a nice little feature just to add a little bit of an adjective to a game which is fairly focused around killing, and people don't really play domination points, as in domination to get points and sitting on flags and that kind of shit. But with Pharaoh, there's the interior, which is very tight quarters, and that's where I tend to die the most, but on the outside, in the kind of like oasis area, that's actually my favourite area of the map, just because of how wide open it is, and it's got at least 2 avenues of not interception, but entrances, kind of, which people tend to run down and run around in. And, you know, that's my favourite area of the map for some reason, just because, you know, I prefer maps which are a little bit more open and you can see some shit without getting sniped from across the map, stuff like that. But Farah is a very well designed map, I think, and it is, in terms of the layout of everything, the best in terms of layout. Mutiny being the best for aesthetics, Departed being alright, I guess. I mean, the death mariachis are kind of cool, but they don't beat the ghosts in Mutiny. And then we move on to Favela, a remake of the Modern Warfare 2 map Favela, and plays exactly the same. It's infuriating if you don't really play all that much. If you do play quite a lot, you're going to do quite well. Lots of snipers on the rooftops, all that kind of stuff. And I think that I would like it if they were to reskin it a little bit. I mean, with Ignition and Scrapyard, those were completely like reskinned. Same layout design, except that big tunnel underneath. I think they could have done a better job with it instead of just porting it over with just some nice new textures. They could have done better with that, but it's Favela, it's a fan favourite, it's one which is stuck into the heads of many people, and it's going to bring back a lot of memories from Modern Warfare 2, which was a very fun time. And now the memories are coming into me. Oh, the AC-130 rape fests. Oh, which have always happened on me. I never really got that, because everyone always stayed inside when I called in the AC-130. They never ever stayed outside for me to kill them. Sorry, I'm just... calm down a little bit. Okay, so moving on to the main point, which I do like talking about, and because I don't really play all that much Ghost multiplayer, I play the Extinction mode, if anything. And Extinction mode, Awakening! Yes! We are wide awake now. Although the ancestors are wide awake, and that's fucking bad, because now we've got to nuke the world. That's a fucking good twist. It's going well in terms of story so far for Extinction. It's a very good story progression. Awakening's story is obviously a nice big step, and it sets up for the ending very, very well, and I am quite muy bueno excitido, which probably means just I'm good excrement or something, fuck knows. So in terms of actual features in the map with the not zero gravity, but the low gravity, which you can jump really high, that is a selling point. That is a really good feature, just being able to jump around like that and being effectively as mobile as the cryptids are. And the gargoyles and the bombers, bitches, they really are. If you don't have a full-on gun like an Amelie, if you don't have the Amelie or the Remington or something with low recoil and decent damage, then the gargoyles are a bit of a problem, although you can just go into little caverns which are dotted around the place, which are also very fun as well. Just being able to go into one of the offshoots and finding a rhino spawn up, and then you can nuke him the shit down with Venom X and the weapon specialist buff and armor piercing rounds, all different kinds of things. And that's really good. They've got little optional side bosses, although in public matches you can see where the problem lies in that, because someone could just go and spawn the mammoths, which are also new in the map, which are basically reskinned, recolored rhinos. They're just blue rhinos with essentially double the health and can spawn in hunters, which is intense, but you can nuke them down before they even spawn anything in, which is kind of cool. But, you know, in terms of design and the way it looks and aesthetics and stuff, it is very visually pleasing. I do like that whole mushroomy, overgrown alien look, essentially. It reminded me, as soon as I saw it, I was reminded of Morrowind from Elder Scrolls, and big mushrooms and weird, not foliage, but not vinage either. Vegetation, let's just say that. And, you know, I think that in terms... because it's different, it's very different, because the 3 maps which we had before were very human, you know, with simple buildings and stuff like that. And now we're just completely flipped over, literally, we're underground, we're pretty much flipped over there, and we've got something completely different and new, which is incredible. And if I'm weighing it up fully and thinking of, like, considering everything, this map for Extinction is the best map, and I am very interested to see if they beat or do worse with the last map pack, which is going to be interesting. But this has been my honest review. I think that this map pack is... I was going to say it's the best so far. In terms of release, I mean, I make these honest reviews pretty much within the first 3 days of the map packs being released, and I can speak very highly for this one. And I don't particularly like the whole idea of the map pack system which they have, and at least the amount they charge for it, but in terms of just taking everything into account, if you are an avid Ghosts player in multiplayer and in Extinction, then hands down the best map pack so far, and I'm very interested to see what they bring back for the next map pack. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to leave a like rating. Please leave a like rating. I've been talking for like 11 minutes now. Like rating. Mucho apreciatio, my Spanish friends, apparently. And subscribe if you're not subscribed already, because it is Play the Game, obviously. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.